Hola. So this is a different video than you're probably used to on this channel, especially recently. So a few days ago, sat down with Dorian from the Ravager Report Podcast, and we had a very, very good conversation. We talked about some of the things we are hoping happens with this game, kind of our wish list now that we have a new community manager, Nick, aka CM Cerebro, and I thought I'd just leave it. I want to just leave it kind of as a video podcast format, as kind of an experiment to see if you want to see more stuff like this, more unedited, just long format interviews from the channel. So let me know in the comments if you like this, if you don't like this, if you want me to just stick to these quicker cutting videos, the more heavily edited videos. Let me know if you want to see that. Like I said, it's an experiment. And since this interview that we did a few days ago, I have done a video call with Nick. Nice guy, very knowledgeable, very passionate about stuff, and I look forward to working with him and having him form that bridge between Fox Next and some of the content creators. So very, very optimistic for the future. But anyway, this is the video that we shot, and it's a very, very good conversation. So check it out. I hope you guys like it, and if you do, I will do more of this. Enjoy, guys.
ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back, and I am joined by one of my favorite podcasters, Mr. Dorian Blade. What is up, my friend?
What's up, Valley? How you doing?
I'm
one of your
excited.
favorites, man. I like hearing that. I like
you
hearing
are
that.
one of my favorites. There's about 4 or 5 podcasts that I listen to every single week, and your podcast is one of them.
Man, that means a lot to me. That I'll pass that along to Hebrew too. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
I am excited, though. Are you excited?
I'm excited. There's been a lot of good things that have been happening in the game recently. They've not corrected, of course, enough. But there is some excitement, and I think that there's reason for optimism.
I gotta say, I'm very happy. You're exactly right. They haven't corrected any of the issues that we've had before, but honestly, I'm having fun with this game, and this new community manager really, really excites me. He's reached out to me. He's reached out to you, correct?
Yes.
And we were recording this on a Wednesday night. We both have calls with him scheduled later this week. So if you're watching this video, it may drop after our calls have actually taken place. So with that said, let's talk about this new community manager. There was a post on Reddit 2 days ago from this new community manager, way more detailed than anything we've gotten. What are your thoughts on that post there on Reddit?
I thought it was good. It was nice to see some background. So a little bit of caveat here. I don't know Nick or Cerebro. I don't know him personally.
Now, by
this
time this video drops, you may know him personally.
Well, yes. As of the time of the recording, other than some communication, I have not had an opportunity to get to know him. But I've been big in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game for 3 years now. I know different content creators over there, like the Shattered Order podcast, who really were my inspiration for this. And I consider Wink, one of the hosts over there, to be kind of a mentor / friend. And so our new community manager used to be a community manager at Galaxy of Heroes, and ran. I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here. I mean, he ran the Game Changer program over there.
Yes.
And I got good feedback that about him. So I mean, it leaves kind of a little bit of optimism about that.
I am too. I've heard from him about Mobile Gamer nothing but good things. So I'm very, very excited, and excited that the communication in the past couple days with him is more than I've received the past year from anybody at Fox Next. So very, very good sign. Very excited. And that's kind of where we're going with this video. The topic I want to cover is our wish list. Now that we've got a community manager, now that we're in communication with somebody at Fox Next, we have a wish list. There's still some things about this game, having a lot of fun with it, having a lot of fun with Alliance Wars, but there are some changes that I would like to see, and I know you would like to see them as well. So let's get into it. Let's talk about number one.
Yep. Well, quick caveat,
Yes.
That, since this is going to be a positive podcast or a video, people may not know what to expect from me. Okay. So I am known for my negativity.
I gotta say, I love it when you're angry. I love it when you argue on your podcast. That is my favorite part when you guys do that. Some people might not like it, but I look forward to that. I've listened to the whole thing. Are they going to argue with each other? Are they going to argue with each other? So, we originally scheduled this. I wanted it to be an angry podcast, but I'm happy. So let's do a happy one.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I am too.
I'm happy. All right. So my first thing is one of the issues that I had a while back, and it is the time requirement to be able to play this game competitively.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, when you compare it to the time required to play competitively in other mobile games, this game it feels like a lot. It
really does. I forgot I didn't bring my phone. It's charging because I'm on the game so much, but I'd like to put out how much time I've spent over the last 7 days. I mean, I'm averaging probably 2 to 3 hours per day.
That sounds right for a non-blitz player.
Yeah, well, and I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't blitz. I do the milestones. First day, I climb usually to milestone 12, 13, 14, and I'm just very casual until the next blitz shows up.
I'm probably a little more insane than you on the weekend blitzes that we've had so far. I mean, we need those characters. I feel I need M'Baku. I need Shuri, the legendary Shuri. I need to have her in the game.
But M'Baku doesn't help you get Shuri.
No, but it helps me to use Shuri properly once I do get her. So I need to get these Wakandan characters, and it takes a lot of time. When I look at my blitz rotations, if I can't find the right matchup, 30 minutes, maybe. And if I do find the right matchup, it's a lot quicker. But it takes a long time just for blitz. And that's not including both raids, and now we have Alliance Wars, so just a lot of time required in this game. I hope to find a good solution for that. Any suggestions off the top of your head?
Boy, it's so hard. I mean, you could increase the blitz timer. Right. If you increase the blitz timer, then there's less time that you have to blitz.
Yes.
So that's going to save you a little bit of time. There are things they could do with Alliance Wars to make it a little bit more time friendly. The problem is it would be really kind of an overhaul of that game mode, because like removing boosting, because that's really the biggest thing, is that you got to kind of sit and watch and be ready to boost and be ready to attack. And you can't just go in at your leisure and do it. There's much more coordination required for this.
Yeah, I actually like that when I have time. Now, I don't always have time, but it's exciting. Our Alliance Wars have come down to the very, very end on all of our wins. I think we're 4-2 right now, and our losses, we got blown out of the water, but on our wins, they were probably within about 20 points on each of them. So just a few more attacks there. So it could have went the other way, but I like that when I have time. Yeah. But I don't always have time, and I'm not an alliance.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
problem.
not an alliance leader either. And these guys are putting in some work. I've wanted to give you guys a shout out before. I'm giving you a shout out again, because if you are an alliance leader, man, you're doing God's work. Good stuff leading these alliances.
It's absolutely insane how much time they have to put in. Yeah. And we've been pretty lucky. So we're like 3-1 right now, but we're only in like the 300s for alliance power. Okay. So, our matchups are a lot more even than what I've heard at the top end of the spectrum.
Yeah, we've been getting pretty good matchups. I mean, the one we're in right now, it's a little lopsided. We're about 4 million over them, but the rest of our matchups have been pretty close. So, but I know that's not the experience for everybody. I know some people have been getting very lopsided matchups. What about yourself? Have they been all pretty close for you guys?
They've been pretty close. Our second one may have been a little lopsided, but Other than that, they've been relatively close. I think the most fun one we had was not the last one, but the one right before that. We actually got paired up with one of our sister alliances in our cluster. So, and there was only maybe a 400k power difference between us. So it was pretty nice. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of trash talk going on in the Discord that day.
Oh, well, let me jump on that because Sigma Alpha just joined our time slot, so we'll probably be matched up with them one day. So Chewburger, Big Roy, we are coming for you guys. Alliance.
Well, I wish you luck.
It'll be a good match. It'll be one of our close matches that we've had. Blitz timers definitely could be reduced to kind of alleviate some of that time sink. 6 hours was what they had before. 2 hours is what it has now. I'd like it to be 6 hours, but I'd be happy with a compromise at 4, just to kind of reduce some of the time spent in the game. And I know a lot of the devs may not like that because the more time you spend in the game, more likely you are to spend money. But it's a lot of time and other stuff going on. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the big one though. We did a whole video about this before. Red stars.
Oh yeah.
All right, so the RNG and everything aside, we've talked about that to death. But the real problem that a lot of people are having, and I'm having right now, is the potential backwards progression, especially if you're spending with someone that spends money on these red stars. I have not spent money on red stars. Have you spent money on red stars?
No.
Thank goodness.
No.
Thank goodness.
No, I think the only money I spent, I bought the Storm Pack when she was released.
Okay.
And I bought Sabretooth a couple of weeks ago so I could get Magneto.
Okay.
Both purchases I felt well worth it at the time.
Yeah, and that's how your purchase should be. But people that buy red stars, they're not feeling that same way. What are some solutions you have to that you'd hope for red stars?
Well, so some solutions I think that should happen are, I think the 4-star drop should be completely removed from the elite orb. Yes. Getting back 900 fragments when you just spent 5,000.
Yes.
I mean, that really is a kick in the face. I mean, that's when you talk backwards progression, that is like the textbook definition.
So that is one excellent solution. There's been a couple others suggested, but I think the main thing is just for them to stop the potential backwards progression. I know Casino had a pretty good solution as well, but any of these solutions can help to alleviate some of these the negative feelings, maybe not by the whole community, but at least the community that I see and I talk to, very negative towards red stars.
Yeah, the same with us. And we kind of covered this in one of our previous podcasts about the interview that was done with Amir, where he was talking about, kind of the quote unquote silent majority loved red stars. And to an extent, he's probably right, because it's, you just need one lucky drop and you have completely negated the effort put in by a whale.
Yes. Now, I'm not sure what metrics he's using that by. It may be spending, and that might not equal happy with red stars either, right? So,
right.
Just because people are spending on these things doesn't mean they're happy with them.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with metrics, is that they can kind of be spun to look at, to show whatever you really want them to show. I don't know. I think pulling the 4-star drops out there, increasing the dupes, or just letting you assign where you want them based off of traits. I love the concept of the trait stars versus character stars. Yeah,
that's something they had in Future Fight, which is a different game, but also a Marvel game.
Yes. And, to me, that would solve a lot of problems, because at that point, duplicates don't mean a thing.
Yes.
Right. So if I get a 4-star skill trait, for example, I can't apply, I wouldn't be able to apply it to a character that already has 4 stars or 4 red stars. Yeah. I can only apply it to a new character.
Yeah.
So I think that just going to a trait based where you can't drop duplicates would be of benefit. One thing that you could also do is make the stars additive instead of replacing.
What do you mean by that?
So let's say I've got a 4 red star Fury, right? And I pull a 1 red star Fury. Well, instead of getting a duplicate fragment for that 1 red star, he's now a 5 red star Fury.
That would be awesome. I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. Now, anything you get above 7, then you start getting the duplicates. That starts feeling a lot less worse.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, the 4-star drop out of the elite would still feel bad. But considering that you have a better potential, you have a higher potential of getting to a 7 red star at some point. Another thing that could work would be to actually make them farmable. I'd like to see them just kind of do away with red star orbs themselves and let us just continue farming nodes. So if I want 7 red star Punisher, for example, once I get him to 7 gold stars, I just start buying, or re-getting him again. I've got to get another 330 fragments to get him to 7 red stars.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like 14 stars on a character doing that way. So that's another different thing. I'm not sure if they would be able to implement that now that people have spent so much money on them, but I don't know. There's definitely a lot of solutions out there. I hope Fox next picks one. And we're able to all rejoice, and Fox Next made like a lot of money, and we could, not have this backwards progression for red stars. Let's move on real quick to Alliance Wars. We talked about the time sink involved in that, but I know there was a few other issues besides the matchmaking. What would you want on your wish list for Alliance Wars? What is the biggest things you have?
So before we get into what I would like to see on a wish list, I think first I'd like to say I love Alliance Wars. I think it's the best game mode that they have put into the game.
I would agree.
In the past year.
I agree.
It does take a lot of time, but the strategy, the setup, I think that it's got a few minor issues, but overall I think Alliance Wars is a phenomenal game mode. So things on my wish list for that, I'm not a fan of boosts. So one thing I feel that they should fix, that they kind of need to fix, is people being able to sit in the wait status. So I don't know if you've seen or heard this, but you can basically go in and launch an attack, and it's got a 2-minute timer, right?
Yes.
You can let that timer just expire out, and then somebody launch it again. And while you're sitting in that waiting to attack mode, they can't apply a boost.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
So there have been reports of people using bots or auto clickers.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, to just sit there. I mean, to an extent, it's okay because it is a strategy, right?
Not if a bot. If someone's doing it, I think it's fine. If they have a bot or some kind of automated system doing it, I do have a issue with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's something I feel that they need to address. If they were to remove the boosts, and if they were to go to one start time for everybody, you would see a much larger pool of available matchmaking opponents, and things would probably even out a lot more. That's a lot of redesign, though. That's probably something we are never going to see because it's going to be a lot of extensive work.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I don't know how I feel about it is when you're in a room, if you go click on the buffs, you can actually see the adjacent rooms.
That's part of strategy, brother. That's how you find the rooms you want, though. I like that.
Well,
on the
you see the names.
Part.
I mean, I guess it doesn't make a huge difference because you can go back to your room to figure out what the buffs are. I mean, we use it to our advantage. I mean, we have a strategy that we use where we've noticed a lot of people going straight for the high point rooms, right off the bat, and that's not always a winning strategy.
I wouldn't recommend that either. I wouldn't recommend that.
That's not a good idea. You want to get rid of
unless you're facing my alliance, then go after the bridge, go after the reactor. That is what you should do. Now, if you're not facing my alliance, I wouldn't recommend going in that direction.
Yeah, if you're facing any unlimited alliance, then please go for the bridge, go for the reactor. You got to get rid of those buff rooms because it's going to make everything else so much easier so that you can take in lower powered teams to clear other rooms. So that's what I love about the strategy. But there's not really a whole lot else I think in Alliance Wars. Other than obviously one thing I would love to see, the rewards need a boost.
I think they do. I'm not sure if they carried over. I know you played in the beta and or the test of this. It seems like the rewards for Alliance Wars are based on a 7-day Alliance War schedule that I think they had previously. Or did they change? Or did they change that structure?
They actually changed that after I was kind of a late entry into the beta server. I didn't beta from the very beginning. So, if they kept the rewards the same as they did for a 7-day structure, then they really need to readjust.
It seems like it based on the rewards that we get from the other raids and the other game modes. At least to me, that's what it seems like.
And the big thing is, I think that the losing rewards need a huge buff. They should at least be half of what the win are, because you can go hard at it and you can put in all your effort, and you can lose by the skin of your teeth, and then you get basically nothing. And
or even worse, you score 1,400 points. The other alliance scores at exactly 1,400 points. You guys both kick butts and you get the loser rewards. So I would agree that they can be shifted around. But right now I'm having fun with it. Everything about Alliance War, my issues are very, very nitpicky.
Yes.
I'm loving
my issues are super
nitpicky.
The
mode overall.
I am too. And I think the last thing that I would like to see them do, the schedule for Alliance War probably needs a tweak. I think twice a week is plenty.
I would agree based on the time.
I don't think 3 times a week.
Yeah. For the time sink that the leaders have to put into this game mode, I think 2 times a week is a little better. As someone that just goes in and plays, does my attacks, not that bad. But if you're leading this thing, oh my goodness, it's almost like a full-time job.
Oh yeah. I'm almost to the point of, forgive me guys, muting my server during Alliance Wars. Just from the sheer amount of pings we get. Hey, we're attacking this room. Hey, we're attacking that room. Please stop. It's 2:00 in the morning.
You don't have the notifications turned off on your phone?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Oh.
I get the notifications at night before I go to bed, and then I go into Do Not Disturb at like 10 or 11 p.m. So I don't get the notifications overnight, but it's just like it's constant, right? Which is good. I love the fact
I like that interaction as well. I would have to disagree that I do like the interaction, because there wasn't no really need to interact with your alliance before this mode. And not really. The first day of Alliance War, I think I've talked to my alliance more in that first day than I have over the course of me being in the alliance, like all time, added up cumulatively. So
I'm lucky. I'm in an alliance that had good communication, so it spiked definitely, but we'd already had some good communication going on.
Yeah, I'm just speaking for myself personally. I'm what is my lane to go into raids? All right, that's what I'm doing, and that's it. So, but now I'm talking all the time with everybody. So I gotta say, the Alliance War I think is a big win. Could be a few minor tweaks, but I think it's a big win. So.
I just worry we're already starting to see a little bit of fatigue, right? And during that interview, Amir was talking about, they want to keep players engaged for years, which I think is a lofty, good goal to have. You just gotta stop some of the bad practices.
I think that they've done a good job on that so far. I mean, there's been bugs. but they've compensated for those bugs pretty well, I've felt. So other than the bugs, I think
except for the current Android bug, that's horrible.
Again, it's a bug. It's not something that they've done on purpose, and they probably will.
You're absolutely right.
They probably will compensate people very nicely for that. So stuff happens. I understand that, but they're intentional decisions.
I get it, man.
I think have been pretty.
You know, I'm a software engineer. I've been dealing with a bug currently for like 4 days, right? So look, I sympathize completely with them. When you accidentally introduce a bug, they can be nasty to track down. Yeah. So that wasn't what I was talking about when I was talking about the quote unquote bad practices. It was more some of the resource gates are horrible. You know, but thankfully Gamma's here, so we got a little bit of gold influx.
Yes. But then it goes back to that time sink, so there needs to be some balance. Yeah. I feel so.
There does.
All right. That's it. That is the wish list that I have. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's a good wish list to have for right now.
Yeah, the major things for me is the backwards progression in that time sink. Other than that, everything else is very, very nitpicky that I have with this game.
Yeah, pretty much the same here.
Good job turning this around, FoxNext, because at one point I was very, very unhappy with you guys, and I've been pretty happy so far. So.
Yeah, I think I was right there 3 or 4 weeks ago. Anybody that heard any of our podcasts,
I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
I'm not going to mention it here.
No, let's not. They'll probably go back and listen, and then I'll lose all access to FoxNext.
Or hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they can take some criticism. You know, I need to tone down the rhetoric. That's fine.
But you can still get angry.
I'll probably do that. Yeah, but see, you're the one that's got the Hulk thing going on, right? So, you know, I can't get that angry because I'm going to take your shtick.
That's not my shtick. I don't know. Whatever. You can have it if you want. I'll give it to you.
Anger's not your shtick. I meant the Hulk, the whole Hulk thing.
The transformation, baby. Oh yeah. And the legendary Shuri. All right. Well, it was very, very fun having you on again.
It was wonderful to be here.
We'll have video in our next video. The conversation that we've had before this, I think we'll have video the next time we do this. So
maybe if I can get the SLR and use that, I'm gonna have to look into that because that could be a game changer.
I think it will be. All right, well, tell everybody where they could find you. How do they find your podcast? How do they find your Discord server? How do they find all that stuff?
So you can find our podcast at ravagerreport.podbean.com, okay. Or you can put it into any of your favorite podcast apps. That's the Ravager Report. You can join our Discord server at discord.me/Ravager Report. You can find us on Twitter at Ravager Repo. You can follow me at Dorian Blade 1. You know, my co-host Hebrew, I forget his. I think it's at Hebrew Hammer XIV or XVI, one of the two.
Okay.
Follow me, then you can find him.
Cool.
Or follow Ravager Report, and you can find Hebrew, my co-host.
Nice.
So,
well, you send me the links. I will put them in the description. So if you guys want to find podcasts, one of my favorite podcasts, the links are going to be down below. Dorian, thank you for being on. It was fun. It was a blast. And I think we did a pretty good job of not getting too crazy.
We went longer than we wanted to.
Could have if this was recorded about 4 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago would have been really, really bad, really negative.
Oh, well, thank you again. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash on that like button, join the notification squad, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out!